The first X-ray pictures of a mystery, spherical item that was found in Colombia and that locals believe to be of alien origin have been made public by scientists. In March, a UFO was sighted zigzagging through the sky over the village of Buga, defying the motion of a typical aircraft. Scientists have since examined the object, which was recovered shortly after landing, and found that it includes 18 microspheres encircling a core nucleus they are referring to as a chip and 3 layers of material that resembles metal. The sphere was inspected by radiologist Dr. José Luis Velásquez, who noted that there were no welds or joints, which would normally suggest human creation. Given that it lacks any indication of welding and that its interior structure is made up of high-density components, he and his team came to the conclusion that it was artificially created. To determine its origin, more testing is required. Additionally, the sphere shows symbols that the scientists related to ancient scripts, such as Mesopotamian writing systems, Agam, and runes. With AI helping them translate the pattern, the researchers deduced that the message read, "The origin of birth through union and energy in the cycle of transformation, meeting point of oneness, expansion, and consciousness individual consciousness." Given the present problems with pollution and environmental degradation, the researchers added, "We interpret it as a message to humanity, encouraging a collective shift in consciousness to help Mother Earth." According to a group of persons who retrieved the item on March 2, it weighed roughly 4.5 pounds and, when touched, had the temperature of a refrigerator. One of the people who discovered the item, David Velez El Potro, recently appeared on Mazen television, which is hosted by ufologist and journalist Jamie Mazen, whose work has generated controversy for almost 10 years. When Mazen made unsubstantiated claims in 2017 that he had found alien mummies in Peru, he received notoriety. However, Velez El Potro asserts that the sphere, which was discovered in Buga's woodlands, is real. He informed Mazen that Jose, the man who discovered it, experienced nausea for several days following his contact with the item. Velez El Potro went on to say, "When I poured water on it, it started to smoke and the water vaporized instantly, implying that the outside was cold and the inside was heated." Nevertheless, tales of a sphere landing over Buga have not been verified by official sources or scientific research, only reports from eyewitnesses. "It would never be seen again," Velez El Potro claimed when the government called to ask him to turn over the sphere. In the hopes that they might discover the sphere's origin, he therefore handed it over to Mazen and his group of specialists. The sphere's uneven borders, according to the researchers, indicate that it is a solid object. Comparable to human bone, the outermost layer seemed to be the densest. During the interview with Mazen, Nacho Rojo, host of the YouTube channel Hidden Truth, stated that the center of the sphere exhibits a lower radioacoustic density than the edge, suggesting an internal structure that may be more porous or composed of less dense material than the outer shell. Although the results imply that the outer layer might be composed of steel or titanium, the researchers pointed out that a complete composition investigation is required to verify this. Additionally, X-rays showed 18 tiny dots in the object's center, organized in what seemed to be a non-random pattern. The group hypothesized that the 18 points might be bolts, sensors, or pieces of microspheres. In reference to information provided during the X-ray examination, Rojo stated, "Obviously, we don't know the composition or how it was manufactured, but it appears to be an object intentionally built to house these small metallic components internally. These 18 spots are so precisely arranged and located within the sphere that scientists now call them a chip. The symmetry implies sophisticated technology or intentional engineering," Rojo continued. Additionally, he wrote, "The object remains structurally intact because these 18 points show no signs of fracture. The spikes protrude around 0.5 centimeters into the sphere's interior, according to X-rays." The group also saw a core ring made of a distinct substance that had more tiny spheres in it. They think that before the thing was sealed, these might have been inside. But there were no obvious indications of assembly methods in the X-rays.